Yes then YouTube, we are back with another custom tactics video of a favourite formation of mine. Probably my favourite fullback along with the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, and that is the 4-2-2-2. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Drop a like on the video for me and hit that subscribe button to my channel. That would mean the world to me. So, balanced on the defensive style is what I use, but, and there is a but, pressure on heavy touch is definitely a viable option. At this moment in time, YouTube, I actually don't think there is too much of a difference between pressure on heavy touch and balanced in terms of their effectiveness. Obviously, there's a big difference in terms of how they play in game. Pressure on heavy touch is a lot more aggressive and it is a bit random with the pressing, whereas balanced is like what I enjoy. I like to be in control of where and when my team presses the ball, so that's why I use it. But if you want to be a little more aggressive, be a little more in your opponent's face, and just, you know, ego challenge it a little bit, definitely give pressure on every touch a go, because it is good for your cheapest and most reliable place to buy your FIFA 23 Ultimate Team coins. Please do check out mmoexp.com. Link is down in the description below. Use the code WOLF at a checkout for 5% off your order. The defensive width then, YouTube, is actually very, very, very narrow, all the way down to 30. Now, basically, I like my team now to be very narrow and very compact, because it just makes your opponent have a lot harder time trying to break you down. You know, your left back is a lot closer and a lot tighter to your left centre back. Your right back is a lot closer and a lot tighter to your right centre back. Your whole back four in general is a lot closer together. And without, you know, just without overthinking it, just if you think about trying to get through a gap, when you can get through a gap a lot easier when the gap's nice and wide, right? Rather than if the gap is huge, rather than if the gap is very tight. Think about it like that. And that's probably an easy way that you can get your head around why I'm using a lower defensive width. But, and there is a but, if that is a little bit too narrow for you, I would recommend anywhere between 35 and 45 really. I think that is a very good spot to use if you don't want to use the lower defensive width at 30 that I'm using at the minute. The defensive depth, YouTube, is actually up to 60 with the 4-2-2-2. Now, you will have seen a lot in my more recent videos, me using 55. But with a 4-2-2-2, kind of like a 4-2-3-1 and stuff like that, because we've actually got two CDMs rather than two central midfielders, you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive with the defensive depth than you would normally be, because the fact that the two midfielders are CDMs rather than central midfielders means that there's not that big a gap from your centre backs to your central midfielders / CDMs. So that's why I use 60 depth. Because of the fact that they're CDMs, I can just be a little bit more aggressive really. Like, it really is just that simple. The offense, of course, YouTube, is balanced and direct passing on new gen though. So, new gen, if any of you want to understand, is PS5 / Xbox Series X / Xbox Series S. So, if you are on new gen, balance and direct passing is the way, always has been, and probably always will be at the minute. But, if you are on old gen, long ball and balanced is actually a little bit better now. So, I don't know what's happened on old gen. Old gen is PS4 / Xbox One. Old gen just doesn't feel, the balance of direct passing on old gen just doesn't feel good at all really. I don't know why, I don't know what's happened, but something has changed in the last month. So if you are on old gen, long ball and balanced, then that is the only difference between old gen and new gen in terms of the whole set of custom tactics. Just instead of balance and direct passing, maybe give long ball and balanced a go. But for me, playing most of the time on new gen, it is going to be balanced and direct passing. The offensive width in the 4-2-2 YouTube is 50. I actually do not touch it at all. So I like where the lamb and the ram are anyway in terms of their actual zone. So I don't touch it. Like, I could maybe lower it to a 45 or something to get them a little bit closer to the strikers, but I don't need to. I kind of like it. On my spreadsheet, I'm scoring more goals when I'm using the 50 width than I am the 45, so that must mean something. Of course, the players in the box is going to be 7. No real method to the madness. The way I look at it is the more players in the box, the more likely you are to score a goal. It really is that simple. That's how I look at it. Last but not least, 2 corners and 2 free kicks to stop you getting counter-attacked on from your own goal kick and corners. So, no, from your own free kick and corners, sorry. Now, the 4-2-2-2, the player instructions have actually had a big change, which has really changed the game, and I'm actually scoring way more goals because of it. And it is all down to a little tweak on the strikers. So, the only thing that I use on my strikers is stay central and come back on defense. Yes, I do not use getting behind on my strikers at this moment in time. Now, the reason being is I was noticing when I had my strikers on getting behind, which I do on nearly all of my custom tactics, by the way, and I still do a little bit, but not all the time now. I've been noticing that with the strikers being on getting behind, they're actually not giving me any options at all to pass the ball to their feet. So they are always making that run in behind, which can be good. And, you know, especially is good when you do play the ball in behind and your opponent gets really caught out from it, right? That is good. But I'm noticing that I'm just conceding, like, way too many chances, like losing the ball because I feel like I've got no one to pass the ball to, right? So because of that, I've taken my strikers off getting behind, and it's actually working wonders. Now, I can trigger the runs manually myself, you know, with LB, L1, and make them manually go on a run, which I do use sometimes. But I'm just scoring more goals with it. I'm enjoying my build-up play more with them not being on getting behind. I really am. The Lamb and the Ram, they have not really changed at all on the 4-2-2. So, come back on defence. I want them to tuck in to my left and to my 2 CDMs. So, we basically defend in a 4-4-2. And then, last but not least, get into the box for cross. Now, that's pretty simple. The way I look at it, and I've gone back to basics with my custom tactics recently, is the more players in the box, the more likely you are to score a goal. For example, if I have a shot with my Peter Cech and my keeper saves it, it might go and fall to my Lionel Messi because he's on getting to the box for cross for an easy tap in at an open net, right? That's the way I look at it, and it does work. Like, it really does work. It really is that simple. So, that's what my Lamb and my Ram on. My 2 CDMs, now this is where you need to use a little bit of your own initiative, YouTube. So, I have both of them on completely default settings, apart from obviously putting them on cover center. So they are on balanced attack. Okay, so with them both being on balanced attack, they will ever so slightly get forward and help out with the attacking side of the game. Now, I want that from my CDMs because they're CDMs anyway. Their normal starting position is a little bit deeper than it would normally be. So with them both being on balanced attack, they will get forward and help out and create opportunities and score goals. If though, YouTube, and this is a big if you are someone that does struggle defensively, so if going forward you're always scoring goals but you're just conceding a lot of goals, do put one of the CDMs, and that CDM should be the more defensive minded CDM. Put that one on stay back while attacking. So that CDM for me would obviously be my Milinkovic-Savic, the shapeshifter one. That would be the one that I would put on stay back while attacking, because then it just gives you a little bit of extra defensive solidity that you might not have normally, meaning you'll win more games than you'll lose, right? That's simple. I then do play with both of my fullbacks on stay back while attacking, so I don't actually use the fullbacks to attack at all. I can manually put them on to attack if I want to. For example, if I want to just do a little bit of an LB pass with my Zaha when he's got the ball, he'll then go on a run until I then give him the ball back or I cancel it. I can do that, and I've got the option to do that. The way I look at that is I'm in control of where and when my fullbacks overlap, and I don't really want them to overlap in a 4-2-2. I don't know why. I've never really used it on a 4-2-2, and I probably won't in the future either. Last but not least, my goalkeeper, Van der Sar. He is on comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. And that right there is my updated 4-2-2 custom tactics video for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, please drop a like on it for me, drop a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button to my channel. That would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love.